Anthony Hartwig here with a champion softball player profile. We are joined by junior catcher Addie Warzala. Addie, thanks so much for taking the time to join us today.
Thank you for having me.
You got it. Let's talk about, this junior season. You've gone from the first 2 years being an underclassman. Now you're a junior. You're stepping into, more of those leadership responsibilities closer to senior year. What's it been like? Have there been any transitions this year that you've seen differently not being a junior and an upperclassman?
I definitely think I'm able to control the field a lot better and just honestly having that experience of not only playing travel ball, but getting to be with Coach Weaver and some of the other coaches and some of the even upperclassmen like Bella longer. It really just gives me more experience and more of control over the field.
Last year, this team gets to the regional finals, and that must have been a great experience for everyone, especially this young roster last year. Now coming back, a lot of those players coming back this year. Have you felt kind of a new sense of competitiveness with this team and a new sense of trying to get back to that regional final again and take that next step back in the States?
Yeah, I would definitely say, I mean, it was obviously hard losing last year, but having such a legacy with this team and the players before, we just want to work our hardest to get back there. I know there's been talk about it at practice, but it's always just one step at a time, trying to get to districts and move past that and make our way back to where we were.
And what kind of things does this team do to keep that one step at a time mentality? Obviously, you want to talk about your upper goals. You want to know what your goals are, but at the same time, you have to stick to that one game at a time thing throughout the whole season because it's a long softball year.
Yeah, I would definitely say we try to tell everyone as a team, like, we can never take anyone lightly. Everyone's out to get some of the good teams, teams like us. So we just can never take anyone lightly, take every game serious, and try our hardest.
All right, so you are catching again this year. You have been one of the best catchers in the area statistically throughout the last couple of years. What has it been like, being able to catch Gabby Gratishar now for another year and to be able to develop your relationship even more with her, and obviously seeing what she's able to do, now going into her upperclassman year as well.
Yeah, having someone like Gabby who not only missed out her freshman year, it's just been honestly great. We're such great friends, and then I've actually got to call pitches for her this year, so we've built such a strong relationship for our pitchers and catchers, and we just really know each other well. I know her well, and if something's not working, we always communicate about it and fix it right away. So it's been really nice.
Transitioning into calling your own games, let's talk about that and what it means to you. Not one, just be able to do it, but also what it means to have a coaching staff that trusts you enough to say, hey, you're seeing the ball well. You know what the batters are doing. You can go and call the game.
Yeah, it was definitely up for discussion the past few years, but I think this year we really just got the trust from Coach Weaver and knowing me and Gabby's relationship that she's trusted us and then our other coaches as well. And I think it's just a lot easier because I'm there, I'm right behind the plate, so I can see the batters, I know their weaknesses. So
Do you think that has made you and Gabby even closer now that you're the one that's in control of what she's throwing?
I definitely think it has because, obviously we're talking a lot more. We're communicating almost every pitch. It's kind of like I can read her mind or read her lips when she wants to throw a certain pitch. And then she always has that power, too, to shake me off if she thinks she doesn't want to throw something or she disagrees with me. So,
And I'm sure that doesn't happen too often because you two are on the same page so much. When you think about the things that you can do this year and the things you want to accomplish on a personal scale, we've talked about team goals. What are some things that you want to get done and you want to see yourself accomplish before the season's over?
I know personally, I just want to focus a lot on like my mental stability, just making sure that I'm always positive, uplifting because one person can bring the whole team down. So I just always try to make sure I'm up positive, cheering for everyone and keeping the whole team together and keeping myself intact.
One of the things that is going to help you do that is the fact that you've been able to achieve one of your dreams, I'm sure, in being able to play college at the next level. You have committed since the last time we talked to you for softball. What's that been like to be able to say that the recruiting process is over? You don't have to worry about impressing coaches anymore. You can just focus on high school softball and trying to make it the best experience that you can.
It honestly does feel like a weight off my shoulders, but I mean, it is. I am sad that it's all over. You're not trying to impress anyone anymore. But I definitely think it gives you more time to just enjoy the process and then enjoy your last 2 years of high school ball.
So for people that don't know or people that haven't been following you yet, maybe this is the first time hearing from you. Talk about where you're deciding to go to play college softball in a couple of years.
So I've decided to go to Slippery Rock University in PA, and it honestly was a kind of last minute decision. We had a travel ball tournament in Tennessee, and I talked to my coach, and I was like, "Hey, I think I want to check out Slippery Rock." And they had a camp, like I think within the next 2 weeks, and I ended up going. I loved it, and then we went back there for a school trip the following week, and that's when I kind of just knew.
And that's obviously because of that story of school that maybe was, I don't want to say off the radar, but you kind of found them, and then as soon as you went to a camp, you felt something special that you wanted to be a part of. What was it there? What was it about the program, about the coaches, about the players that made you feel like right on the spot, like this is kind of where I want to go?
After I got there and we started going through the drills, I met some of the coaches, Coach Rice. I kind of just felt it was very at home. Everyone was very nice, and not even that. You could tell they had fun at practice. You could tell they were there not only to play softball, but there to build a family, build a team, and get the job done.
It's also, relatively local. Did that play a factor in the your decision, knowing that your family won't have any hard times getting to the games that you play and to be able to come watch you throughout your college career as well?
Yeah, that definitely did. I didn't want to go too far, but I mean, PA is not far from us at all. It's about an hour. So, I do have a really big family, so I did want them to be able to come and watch and still support me and be around.
Let's talk about the fact that you're also going to be joining Alyssa Masucci there as well, who is also committed to Slippery Rock, and you're going to be representing the area. What's it like to know that you're going to a place where some other local players are going as well, and you'll at least have someone that you can share, what it was like to go play in Northeast Ohio in the region with.
Yeah, Alyssa does great things. She's a great player, and gotten to scrimmage against them a couple times and play some games against them. So it's nice to be able to, see her and see her around, and just know that I'm gonna have someone there that I know.
One of the things I also noticed this year, you have new uniforms. We have to talk about it. What do you think of the all purples and the pinstripes? What's it feel like to get some new unis in there and to be able to look good, feel good, play good?
I think that definitely does play a factor in the way. I mean, I play in my mindset. I mean, you look good, you play good, feel good, like you said. So definitely the pinstripes are probably my favorite. But it's nice to just get that new flashy thing. A lot of teams have the new pinstripes, so it's nice to just kind of be out there and be flashy.
One of the things I want to ask, what does Champion have that makes you feel like it's home? I mean, obviously, everyone feels at home with their home field. What is it about the school system and the field that you play on that makes it feel like it's a home game, and you know that when you're there, it's a little bit more comfortable?
Even when we're not at home, I would say we have a pretty good amount of the community come out to our games, our fans. We always have that locals that come every game. You see them, they support us. So I think it's just nice, especially as like a catching view, just to look out and be on the field and see that you have all of your community supporting you.
Coach Weaver, you brought her up a little bit earlier, brand new Hall of Famer. You also got her a milestone win earlier on in the season. What's it mean to be able to just be even a bigger part of her legacy and to be able to say, like, we got her 500th win and now she's a Hall of Fame coach and all the stuff that's come along with her industrious career, and to be able to say that you've been a small part of her career?
Yeah, it is pretty awesome to see that, and we kind of knew that it was her 500 win, but we didn't know she did. So I think before the game, we could kind of tell she knew, and then we just talked about getting this win, getting it done, and then we ended up beating Ursuline. So it's just nice to know that you're a part of something bigger than just the champion legacy, but a part of her legacy.
I want to put it out there that if she didn't know, wasn't from our end. We were told very straightforward by your mom, like,
Yeah,
Sarah, we did not know. So if she knew before the game, definitely wasn't on YSN's end. We were there for the surprise.
yeah.
Let's talk about that win and what it meant to celebrate that moment with your coach. It obviously means so much to you. And what was it like to see just that moment in her eyes and to be able to share that with your coach?
Yeah, our boosters did a lot of work before the game, so shout out to them. But I think it was just nice. Like I said before, we kind of thought she knew, but we weren't sure. She was just kind of antsy, wanting to get it done. But we played a very good Ursuline team, and I think we really just the whole team came together. We came, we showed, and we played really good. So
When you think about still having 1 year left, champion after this year, and knowing that next year you're going to be a senior and you're going to be one of those players that's looked at as the veteran, the leader, the biggest leader that you've been throughout your career. When you look at the seniors you have this year, what are you trying to sponge off of them? What are you trying to learn from them to know when you step into that role next year that you're going to know how to be a senior and be one of those, and you've been a leader for a while, but one of those senior leaders next year?
Definitely, like you said, still just being a leader and taking control of the field. And I think definitely just showing up every day, helping other girls out if they need some help, just getting that extra work in.
It's a great senior class that you have this year. If you had to pick kind of one way they've impacted your softball journey the most, what do you think you'd say?
I definitely say we have Bella, so that's great. And then we had Nina Dodd join us this year. But they definitely are people that you can lean on and turn to when something's going wrong. Even if it's like something bad, like you struck out, you can always turn to them and know they'll have your back.
When you think of your best leadership qualities, things that you think you excel at as a leader, what things come to mind?
I definitely think I'm very vocal being a catcher, but not even that, just also being there for your teammates and kind of controlling the game, keeping it at our own pace, calling the infield in if something goes wrong, but definitely just keeping control in that leadership.
All right, as we shift focus, I want to talk about your schoolwork. Obviously, junior year is a year where you get a little bit more intense with the schoolwork, and you start to think about what college schoolwork is going to do and the tests that you have to take to secure all that kind of stuff. What's it been like junior year as far as in the school in the classroom?
Well, I recently started attending TCTC here in Trumbull, which is a technical trade center, and I'm in the exercise science program, so I kind of already know my path for college. So I'm going to continue that exercise science major, but it's definitely been a great help with my teacher, Miss Finegi, and this program. We've learned a lot of like anatomy, and there's been a lot of tests, and they're hard, but it definitely has made me well prepared for the future.
What's it been like, transitioning from high school to go to that trade school and to be able to really train yourself before you even get to college on stuff that you're already going to be studying after you graduated champion?
Yeah, the school's pretty big, so it was definitely a big change going from Champion, our small school, to TCTC, which is fairly big. We have a lot of students, so we have some pretty decent class sizes, and I definitely think knowing what you're interested in and having something you like to do, it's easier to learn. It makes it more fun. So it's definitely been a great change.
Do you have a preference, like big school, small school, and the settings? Like, do you have one that you think you thrive in a little bit more than the other?
Even though TCTC is a bigger school and we have like a bigger class size for my program, our teacher does a great job of getting a lot of hands-on learning, which helps me a lot. So you're always engaged, you're always listening, you're always doing something. So it's never just standing around not doing anything. You're always learning.
We can't get you out of here without asking some fun softball questions. So my first one for you: what's your softball ick that's been going around TikTok for a while? Do you have a softball ick, something that you see that's like, it's not gonna fly?
Um, I would definitely say the Nevage, although I am one to fall for that. I tend to show my knees sometimes when hitting, but yeah, definitely the gap between the knees and the socks.
You're guilty of it. You're
Yeah, I am.
what do you want your walk up song to be?
Oh man. I know me and Gabby were talking about doing some Spanish songs, but I'm not really sure. I haven't nailed that down.
If you were able to pick one snack that you could have in the dugout for the rest of your career, what snack would it be?
Definitely the Cheez It mix with like the like pretzels in it, like kind of like a cheddar mix. That's my favorite, my go-to.
What's your favorite softball cheer in the dugout?
Oh, I definitely like the foul ball ones. There's a few of those that you can do, but definitely foul ball cheers.
Are there any that you think like we're not going to do in Champion because they're stale and they've been used so much, and when you hear other teams do them, you're like, it's another ick.
Yeah, definitely like the walk-up ones where they're like saying something about the pitcher. Those aren't my favorite.
Yeah, catcher mentality right
Yeah.
there. Do you have any nicknames on the team that you like, or things that your teammates like to call you that have kind of stuck?
I'm pretty much just Addie, but I used to be like A Dub, something like that along the lines, but usually just Addie.
Dubs for days, right?
Yeah.
When you think of your teammates and some of the things that you guys do, either off the field or outside the lines that make you so close, what are some of your favorite memories that don't have to do with just playing a game that you guys get with your softball team that you're going to treasure for a while?
There's been kind of a tradition at Champion. I don't know how long it's been going on for, but usually before our first tournament game and during the tournaments, we go to Coach Weaver's house pretty late at night. She doesn't know we're coming, and we kind of trash her house a bit, but we always go back the next day and see if she needs help cleaning up.
Cleaning up. That's good. When you think of ways that you've impacted the youth, and we're talking about youth of Champion, obviously, the youth softball program is so strong, and that's why Champion's always able to reload and rebuild in the softball program. What are some of the favorite things you get to do with the young players at Champion that let them know that you're there for them and that you support their journey as well?
I definitely love doing the youth camps. That's great to get the girls to come and they just get to do drills with you. They get to know you, get to talk to you. And then every time I'm down at the field, usually see someone else around. And then uh, I've given them some lessons some few times. So it's just nice to be able to give back to your community.
All right, Addie, before we let you go, as always, player profiles, we want to give you the chance to take the limelight off yourself for a minute and shine it on the people that support you. Want to give you the time to give out the thanks for the people in your life that you wouldn't be able to be on this journey without.
I definitely like to thank God and my parents and my family. I couldn't do it without them and their constant support and just giving into this sport for me. And my teammates and my friends and all of my coaches who have been there along the way.
All right, Addie, we want to thank you so much for joining us again in your junior season. We wish you the best of luck the rest of the year, and we'll be out there. Can't wait to talk to you real soon.
Thank you, and thank you for all that you do.